It was almost midnight. It was very dark, and the Mississippi River was terrifying. 30-mile-an-hour winds, 4-foot waves. I was in the back of a 23-foot canoe, my 3 teammates in front of me. We were halfway between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, and we were going down. We called the safety boat over. We grabbed hold. It rode up the waves, and it listed menacingly overhead. It crashed down between the waves and threatened to rip our arms off of our bodies, and we were arguing about what to do when the decision was made for us. The canoe sank, and we jumped on the safety boat at the last second. We were trying to set the Guinness World Record for the fastest trip down the entire river, and that dream was dashed with 150 miles to go. And that sucked because I had spent 3 years training and putting together a support crew of over 20 friends and family. But almost immediately, I thought, I think I want to try this again. Because it was really fun, except for that last part. So I put together a new team. We trained for 2 years, and in May of this year, we made our way up to northern Minnesota where the Mississippi River begins as a small creek. And right away, it's unbelievably beautiful. There are sandhill cranes flying overhead and trumpeter swans swimming nearby. There are wolves and bears in the forest. There are rapids. There are vast bogs filled with wild rice, and that's all just in the first 50 miles. We had a lead of over an hour by the time we got to Bemidji. And then we got 100 miles in, and vast Lake Winnebegoshish, which had melted the day before we got there, was a 14-mile challenge in the middle of the night. And at first, the water was glass, but then it got wavy and it got scary, but we made it. And for the next few hundred miles, we paddled through a flooded forest. 500 miles in, after being in virtually wilderness for 4 days, the gleaming skyscrapers of Minneapolis came into view at night. 600 miles in, Lake Pepin. Big, huge waves for 5 hours, and I'm in the front of the boat with the waves hitting me in the chest and face and my teammates yelling encouragement. That night, no problems with sleep deprivation like I normally had. We were going 24/7, so we did everything we could in the canoe, eat, sleep, even go to the bathroom. That night, the fog was so thick, and my eyes were strained because now there's barges, and we're in the shipping channel, and I really don't want to hit a buoy. And the next morning, the fog burned off, and we're in the driftless area with huge, beautiful rolling hills and bluffs on both sides of the river. And we've got a lead of over 10 hours. But we're in the section with locks and dams and barges, and our lead keeps growing. And we're really excited, and we're eating cheesy pasta and drinking chocolate shakes and taking in calories, and I feel like I'm 12. But I know that no lead is safe. And at lock 15, again approaching midnight, we get caught in a very fast current, and it's life-threatening. We might go over the dam. But the support boat again rescues us, and it was so traumatizing that we had to spend a few hours on shore recovering and sleeping. And it was a reminder that no lead is safe. But on we went to the largest arch in the world in St. Louis as we passed by. And 1,100 miles in, our lead is bouncing between 25 and 30 hours, and the Ohio comes in, and the river is massive. And some people say it's the largest wilderness in the lower 48 because it's 1,000 miles long. And yes, the river is only a half mile wide or a mile wide, but the river valley is as much as 77 miles wide between the levees filled with islands and back channels. And it's beautiful. And at night, the stars fill the sky and the moon shines down on the water and the coyotes howl through the trees until another cruise ship comes by or a huge barge, and in the roiling water, we fight to stay upright. And then on through Baton Rouge, and through the chemical corridor filled with smokestacks and fires flaming in the sky. And finally, we reached the Delta, and we did it. We set the Guinness World Record. We got to We got to mile marker 0 at 2:37 in the morning, and a rickety wooden tower rises out of the water. And our support crew had chartered a boat, so 40 friends and family are screaming and cheering for us the last few hours. We can't see them, but we can hear them. We climb up and celebrate our big win. But I have to tell you, as cool as it is having a Guinness World Record, the greatest part of the whole journey for me was that I got to spend 5 years training and living in the beautiful world of the river. And then I got to have a swashbuckling, spine-tingling, genuinely dangerous, J.R.R. Tolkien-esque, Mark Twain-esque, epic adventure. And it filled my body with electricity, and it filled my soul with joy.